So this is another week in our trading. So I'll be doing a review of dollar index, EURUSD, GBPUSD, and gold. So welcome to this weekly review. So we're going to begin with looking at the economic calendar. So even before we go further, if you want to learn these concepts that I'm going to be outlining here today, you can check out my course in the description below. I've put the link. So actually in my course, what you'll get even an opportunity to have my in-depth analysis throughout the week, because you'll be in my private group. So my private group actually gets analysis almost every day that goes deeper into what the market is doing on a daily basis. So you can check out the link and enroll on my course. So let's dig in. So first of all, this coming week we are seeing that we have multiple sources of events in the news calendar. So we're looking at the economic calendar. So actually Monday we are seeing that we have a bank holiday on USD. We also have GBP high impact. So I like to look at actually high impact events in the economic calendar. That's where I like to focus, and anything relevant such as the bank holiday. The medium impact not so much, but I also like to keep track of those. So we are seeing that Tuesday we also still have GBP at 2 AM, and USD we have an impact at 8:30. So I'll be very interested on Tuesday New York session, and also Wednesday New York session is very interesting. We also have CPI on the GBP at 2 AM Wednesday. So Thursday and Friday is low impact news, so we might have some movement, but I think I prefer what Tuesday and Wednesday is looking like. That's what we'll be looking at. So let's begin with the dollar index. So when looking at the dollar index, we are seeing that this is the monthly chart. So actually my private group has been getting an one-on-one analysis as the dollar index was printing. We were looking at this high when it created this high at this imbalance. So once it created this high, we were anticipating the market to be dropping now into this range. So once we got that turning point, the market has been dropping. This was back in October. So DXY has been dropping into this. We were initially looking at this order block, but we're seeing that order block has been violated. Now we are looking at this imbalance. So I'm looking at this imbalance as a potential draw in the coming month or two. So that is the dollar index monthly chart. So that's all I'll be focusing on when looking at the weekly chart. So even before I forget to mention, I'm considering that I'm bearish on the dollar index until anything else comes to mind. So on the weekly chart, we have also been looking at this imbalance. So this week actually we took out this imbalance. So I was anticipating actually either the dollar index will be reacting off this imbalance as support, or it will be taking it out. So once it took it out, we are seeing that the market is intending to come for this sell side liquidity. So actually this coming week, this is what I'll be focusing on. So we might get maybe a retracement back to this imbalance. It will act as resistance, and then it will drop into this monthly. This is the monthly imbalance that we've already outlined. So we saw that the other week we saw, this was the week of January 2nd. We saw the market reacting on this bearish order block. So that is what drove the market lower into now this imbalance, and now potentially here. So this is what I'll be watching on the dollar index. So actually the daily chart was just the order flow was just following what the weekly and the monthly were doing. But looking closer, we see that weekly order block, it hit that weekly order block, and you see it immediately reacted. It left this imbalance. We also have another imbalance here which has been left recently. So this is actually the imbalance I might be looking for the market maybe to retrace back into, then continue lower. So that is all about the dollar index. So I'm actually anticipating preferably a retest maybe Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday, and then once we hit, so this is a daily all low that was broken here, that might find sensitivity once we retest it. So that's what I'll be looking at on the dollar index. So going into EURUSD, we have the monthly chart. So actually EURUSD, we have been bullish since dollar was bearish. So actually if you're trading a pair like EURUSD that includes the dollar, you want to be monitoring the dollar index. So you do not want to be trading without the dollar index in mind, because essentially I like to say that if you trade without the dollar and you're trading any pair that has a dollar annotation on it, then it means you're trading blindly. So looking at this chart, once the dollar indicated that it was bearish, then the EURUSD, immediately we are seeing bullish reaction. So actually if I go to annotate this high, we saw that euro actually found sensitivity, that is an all daily high, or rather monthly high, that was retested, and now we're seeing sensitivity there. So actually I'll be watching, we have been watching actually this. Actually I was outlining to my students this imbalance, and actually this past week we saw it reach into there. Once actually when we turned here, this was the initial target, so we had this order block, but we also had this imbalance. So that's what we've been watching for months now, and now finally we hit that objective this past week. So now going forward, I'm looking at the next imbalance. So this is another imbalance up here. So there's nothing here, this price is already balanced. So we were looking at also the equilibrium. So the market is just drawing towards these premium levels. So I'm considering this as the first objective. So looking at the weekly, actually the weekly on euro, we saw this target being reached, and now this week actually has broken through this imbalance and taken out this buy side. So the next level I'm looking at actually is this order block. Even before considering this imbalance, I'm looking at this order block, which the market may reach for this coming week. So I'm anticipating actually a bullish run higher as long as DXY remains bearish. So the next level I'll be looking at will be this imbalance, but keep in mind that we have a bearish order block here that we must consider. So actually we have the 50% level also around that same level, and the 62 just above the imbalance. So let's go to the daily chart. So on the daily chart, actually I've seen that the institutional order flow has just been bullish on the daily chart, respecting what the monthly and the weekly are doing. So that is typical. You want to see the daily chart just respecting what the monthly and weekly are doing. So that order block on the weekly, that's the order block I'm outlining. So looking close at what is transpiring here, this is the weekly order block I outlined, which is right here. So this is the order block we'll be watching going to next week. But even before the order block, this market I'm anticipating an expansion higher. So I don't really think it might go this deep. It might even use this imbalance as a support level rather, to keep pushing higher. So the daily chart, actually what I'll be watching, I've outlined an imbalance here that it has been left on Friday. So the market might open Monday and come down to the balance that area, and then, or rather even use this, but I'm anticipating this liquidity from Friday to be taken out. So that's why I'm anticipating maybe the market to come down here and continue high. So if we go deeper, we have this weekly order block, but I'm not really looking at the market coming all the way to this level. I'm anticipating for it to just remain going higher. So that is the EURUSD, and that is what I'll be looking at going into next week. So looking at the pound or GBPUSD, we have actually been bullish pound since taking out sell stops back in September of 2022. So actually, as outlined to my students, this is actually a very crucial, because if you look back, if you scroll back in this chart, you'll actually see this liquidity back here. This is back it's a very long term liquidity actually, which was taken out. This low, once it was taken out, I'm actually looking at this liquidity, but I'm not really anticipating a very immediate run because this is a monthly chart. So I'm anticipating this liquidity to be taken out, but we have to go step by step in the charts. So the first thing I want to be looking at is the nearest levels that I'll be watching. So actually the first level I'm watching, once we hit this imbalance, we actually see the market respond and react going higher. So I'm actually watching this liquidity to be taken out as the market potentially draws towards this monthly imbalance. So we can see actually it has already reached the equilibrium, but I'm anticipating maybe for the market to reach into the 62% level, and the weekly chart actually give us more information. So if you look closely, the weekly chart has been going higher. We are breaking highs and creating new higher highs. So actually I'm anticipating this high to be taken out as it enters into this and take out this buy side liquidity. So that's what I'll be watching on the pound this coming week. So already we are seeing reaction from this level. So this is the monthly imbalance. So actually I'm just anticipating a bullish run as long as DXY remains bearish. Then looking at the daily chart, I actually had buy side liquidity that I'm watching here. So this is buy side liquidity. This is buy side liquidity. So this buy side liquidity is the first. Actually, if you zoom in, this is the first place I'll be watching this coming week, anticipating this level to be taken out. So actually we had that monthly imbalance, and actually the daily has been very bullish, and the order flow has just been going higher and higher. So in this week we took out this sell side and then the market reversed. So I'm actually looking for this market to come up here. So we have a very good range of opportunity right there. So this is about 200 pips that the market might easily go for, because we already came out of this imbalance. We already took out sell stops here, and the market is showing a very good response. Actually, we have a small order block right here, and the market was showing some response on this level here this past week. So actually this is what I'll be watching on the pound. So I believe the market will be drawing towards this, and potentially if we break that high, we'll be heading for this longer term target, which, as you can see, the range is about 400 plus pips. So that's what I'll be watching this coming week. So finally, let's look at the gold. So actually the gold, all of these pairs, if you want to join my private group, actually you have to enroll in my course, and I'll be launching actually in future just a private group where I'll be doing analysis and maybe showing almost maybe throughout the week I'll be showing my analysis and what I'm looking at, maybe even lower time frames like the 15 minutes or the 1 hour. But for now, if you want to join my group, you can enroll in my course, and then from there I'll enroll you for free in my private group. So if you join through the course, you'll get a free subscription to my private group. So we were looking at the gold, and actually we've been looking at these monthly levels for quite some time, and actually I've been eyeing this level here as a potential. So once I saw this liquidity was taken out right here back in, this is September, actually I was just waiting for information from the market to see if this market will respond after taking out this liquidity. So once we take out liquidity, you do not want to force the market to do what you're thinking. What you want to do is observe what the market is doing. So actually in November, we got this response, and that is the first indication that this market might be running now for buy side liquidity. So actually you can see how fast it's running for this liquidity. So if you drop to the weekly, you can see actually we have this sell side was taken. So once it took out the sell side, you want to be observing what the market is doing. So I saw actually the market took out this break-in structure right here. So once it took out this break-in structure, we had this imbalance left here. So this was back in November, also almost the end of November. We saw that the market came down to rebalance this area and revisit that break-in structure area. So what I'm anticipating actually, based on this price action, I'm anticipating further expansion to take out this liquidity. So this is what I'll be watching as my final target. But before even that, and we could even go way beyond this liquidity, but you have to have a focused mindset and just watch the market step by step. So the first thing before we even get here, I'll be watching this imbalance. So the market came and took out this high right here, and we saw the market retesting this old high broken, and then the market now accumulated, and we are seeing a very huge run. Actually, we're anticipating this move to take out this liquidity and potentially enter into this imbalance. So once we enter into this imbalance, we'll get more information from the market. If it wants to continue higher, maybe it will retrace fast, maybe back to rebalance potentially before continuing higher. But I'm actually anticipating this market to get to these levels in the next coming weeks or months. So finally, we're looking at the daily chart, and actually we're very close to that level. So once we hit that level, we'll know what the market will want to do from there. But essentially, this coming week, I'll just be watching for the market to expand to that level without any resistance. So that's what we'll be watching at. So actually, that is what I'll be watching at this coming week. So I hope you found this video useful. So, and if you found this video useful, leave a comment down below and let me know which kind of, or maybe what pair you want me to analyze, and I'll include it in my next week analysis. So let me know what maybe you want me to look at. Leave your suggestion in the comment box below and I'll get to it. Thank you. Thank you so much guys for watching. I hope this video has been helpful. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Also let me know what kind of content you want to see or any suggestions you have. Thank you.